Hello and welcome to Australia. I'm in the Texan T6-2, which looks like that. This is the aircraft that the Australian display team use, what are they called, the roulettes. So we're in this aircraft today and we're going to be doing a flight that I did a number of years ago from this very place, which is over to Rottnest Island, over Perth Airport, and back to Pearce again. So this is Pearce, RAAF base Pearce in Western Australia. I'm still not familiar with the startup procedure of this aircraft, so apologies if I am making a complete hash of it. Gotta get the chocks off, and it's just me on my own. There we go. Generator on. We don't need the auxiliary battery. Fuel's auto. Ignition on. Don't need to give it something yet. Let's see if we can get her started a little bit better than I normally do. Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Do I have the fuel on? I hear you shout. I believe I do. There's lots of pins everywhere in this. Pins. Yeah, we're not spinning properly yet. I need to. There we go. And to get a pushback at some point. Oh, there we go. Get a little pushback onto our taxi line, and then I'll talk you through the site here. So this is RAAF base Pearce in Western Australia, just outside of Perth. It is home to a couple of squadrons of the RAAF, or it was. I mean, I can't say for any certainty it still is. I can't say it still is because I haven't been here for a very, very, very long time. But when I was here, there were a couple of squadrons here. There was also a Singaporean squadron that were training. There we go. Now, also with this aircraft, I did whinge a little bit before about the nose wheel steering thing issue, so I've now toggled a switch to the toggle G-force or something it is, the command, and that strangely brings in the nose wheel steering, but it seems to switch off again. Like, I don't know if it doesn't stay on. So we're going to taxi our way down to. Come on, see, it's gone again. There we go. I've got to put the brakes on. No. Let's try it again. No. Nose wheel steering on. There we go. There's a light that comes on to tell me it's on, which is great. Little green light. Then it goes off again. So that must be a speed thing. The building on the right here, this one with the red top. Now, strangely, that's the building I worked in. when I say worked. That's the building I was based in when I was here for 4 months. I wasn't here for 4 months. I was in Australia for 4 months, but I was supposed to be there for 4 months, and that was the building that I worked in, known locally as Discon. So we're just gonna sit here for a second. Put the parking brake back on. Right. So the nose wheel steering, yeah, it comes on, then it kicks off again. Strangely, I'm not sure why. It must be speed related. So if you go too quickly, it switches itself off. So yeah, quick flight today, up and around the airbase here at Pierce, and then out to Rottnest, and we'll either land at Perth or back here at Pierce, which is the nearest town is a little place called Bullsbrook, which is just to the north, I think, from here. So let's shuffle on, get on with the flight. As I said, we're in the Texan, so this is the Australian version, which I believe is a Type B. Could be a Type C. I'm not sure. But it's got really nice livery, so I thought we'd try that out today. So let's just roll on to the runway. Light winds, not very much at all. Build up the throttle. And wind it up. No need for any flaps. A nice long runway. The Americans use this runway quite a bit to land some big heavy things on. So there we go, 100 knots and plenty of gear is up. And there we go. The weather looks nice today, so we should get a good look round. So we'll just have a little look over the airbase to start with. Yeah, I spent 4 months being based out of here, but not very much of it actually here. I did most of it just travelling around Australia, but when I did come back, this is where I came back to. It's a lovely little camp. Lots of really nice people I met here. So there's a bit of mist and cloud building up already. Well, let's just back the throttle off and have a little poodle around. So there's there's the main road is just there. The main road that runs past used to run past the Sergeant's Mess, which was just down in that area there, just coming up to the wing now. And so my walk in the morning would take me over that sort of patch of Bondi and down past the swimming pool, which was just over in that corner there. There's a couple of tennis courts down there, just on this side of the. So there's a swimming pool, and the building would be right there by the runway, just there. So just above the swimming pool. That's the building I used to work in. Yeah, great little site, great little camp. Really handy for Perth. A couple of planes on the flight line now, I wonder what they are. So the plane that I did try and fly in everything the Australians had, but I didn't quite make that, but I tried most of them. But the plane I did this trip in, what we're going to do today, was I think it was a Mackie, an Aero Mackie Mark 9 or something. We also used PC6, PC9, I'm not sure. Yeah, the Mackie jet was the one that we did this particular flight in, and it was pretty cool, really good fun. Had a little go on it as well. The pilot sort of let me have a go, which was nice. So let's head out to Rottnest, which is over the coast. So we head towards the coast, go over the coast, and there's a little island called Rottnest Island, known locally as Rotto. So we head out there. There are some strange creatures on Rottnest, but there's strange creatures everywhere in Australia. That's just one of them things. But when we did this in the jet, we were travelling. Yeah, we were travelling, pulling some G, doing some silly turns and things, which was all good. Pretty sure the Air Force pilot was trying to see what he could get out of me, see if he could make me chuck or whatever. But luckily, I was okay. And then when I took control, he barfed it. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's nonsense. That's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, so I know that our speed when we went across Rottnest Island was pretty fast. We were at about 500 feet at one point and just caning it. It was doing sort of, I don't know, 400 or 500 miles an hour, something like that. It was fun like. So here we go. We are in a very gradual descent, picking up speed, heading towards the coast, and then very shortly Rotto should come into view. There's a couple of lighthouses on Rotto. There's one on this edge near the coast, and then there's another one kind of central. So we'll head for the one that's central, and then do a turn. Oh, that cloud is really coming in. Anything gives us an excuse to stay low, that'll be it. So I'm just going to keep underneath the cloud, make sure we don't stray into that. It looks a bit rainy actually over Perth. Perth City is off to my left. That is the city over there, with the skyscrapers and such. There weren't very many back in '94. There were a couple, but not very many, and you could see them from miles away. The minute you turned out that camp and went down the road, you could see these skyscrapers and just head towards them. That's how you knew where you were going. There's quite a few more now. Obviously, things are built up. So we're heading out over the water. Some of the best beaches anywhere in the world just here. I think that's the marina down there. Perth Marina. But, yeah, some great beaches. This is the Indian Ocean right here. Some beautiful white sandy beaches, although swimming is still a bit risky for obvious reasons, but obviously there's big mammals in there and big fish, but there's obviously a lot of small things that can get you as well. Jellyfish being one of them. Oh, look at this, man. We're getting some cloud. We are getting some cloud. It's just low mist. And then out of the mist, there's Rotto. Rotto. Here we go. What kind of speed can we get? 2,000 feet. We'll probably go down to, let's say, 500. Building up some speed as we go. I don't think we're going to get up to jet type speed, but never mind. Still going along. It's a very manoeuvrable aeroplane, this. You can just feel that every little movement you make on the joystick is translated. It's very responsive. So 700 feet, we should start to think about leveling off. 325 knots. Just keep it coming down a little bit more. That's 550 feet. That's about as low as you'd want to be, really. I do believe it's uninhabited, Rottnest. There's one lighthouse there, just on the point, and here we come to the other one. So 500 feet, 312 knots. Not bad, not bad. I'm pretty sure we were doing about 500, between 450 and 500 knots as we head across here. And then the pilot had great glee in pulling the sort of 6G turn, and well, I don't know, it was a good fun anyway. There we go. There we go. Let's do that. There's the lighthouse. And there we go. So there's Rotto. Yeah, it's not inhabited, I should say. I don't believe. It's full of wildlife. Lots of quokkas, I think, live here. Yeah, quokkas. Is that a thing? Just looking over the edge there. Yeah, nicely. Okay, so what we do now is head back over the coast, over the water here, towards Perth City. While we're doing that, is it clear enough? Yeah, so my pilot on the day was not adverse to settling me down, making me have a little look. He said, oh, there's a little boat over there, and then before you know it, he's doing silly things. That wasn't the best, but he's doing silly things like that just because he could. And then he'd go, oh, right, yeah, that's a good one. Go, oh, look at that over there. Can you see the doodah? And I'm looking for something, and then he'd be like, yahoo! And away we go again. So yeah, he was having some fun, but it was fun. It was good. It's all good. So Perth, yeah, I visited Perth a number of times while I was here. Big number of expats in Perth and the outlying towns and stuff, districts. Lots of Brits come to Perth. Strangely, we were actually at a market one day in one of the towns just outside of Perth, little Sunday market. Go around and they've got these stalls selling, you know, pictures, paintings, this kind of stuff, you know, like in a flip folder thing. And I'm going through there, and this bloke had drawings and pictures and paintings of the area that I grew up in Glasgow, and I was just shocked and amazed that I could find, you know, pictures of my locale so far away. But it turns out he was from Glasgow, and liked to keep pictures of his old place. There you go. So there's downtown Perth. Is that Kings? No, Kings. Where's Kings Park? Kings Park is. It is that one. No, it's just behind me now. Because as we come into the city, this is not Kings Park. It overlooks the city. It's where I had my leaving do when I was actually coming back to the UK. We've got some big stadiums here. This one wasn't here when I was here. Or it was... No. So the WACA, which is the West Australia Cricket Ground. Let's just put a little bit of a U-turn here. That's the WACA there. But that other one, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's... So you got the West Coast Eagles, who are the local AFL team, Aussie Rules. But yeah, this is okay. There we go. So that was Perth. So the airport's dead in front of us. Runway 21, which is where we're supposed to land, is coming left to right. So should we land here or should we go back to Perth? As in Pierce. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's just land here, shall we? Just land here. So we'll come in, we'll drop down our speed, we'll get down to reasonable height. Good luck. There's some aircraft moving around, some jets. Make sure we've got the right runway. That is runway 21. Okay, so we're at a nice speed. We'll pop some flap and bring the landing gear down. What is going on in that puddly pond there? Looks like people are camping in the water. It's probably not the best idea, if I'm honest. So let's see if we can get lined up better than we probably are for a landing at Perth International. Should be the runway in the middle there. So here we go. Bring our speed back. Turn onto final. Touch more of the flap. And line up. We're a little bit off to the side here, but there we go. Yeah, I'm starting to get used to the handling of this aircraft a little bit better. So Perth Airport has grown massively since I was here. It was just basically one building was the whole place before when I first arrived. It's now quite substantial. So 112 knots. We'll just try and hold off there. And that's our undercarriage down and on the nose wheel. We'll hit the brakes, release the flaps. We'll take this runway here. I don't even know if I bother trying engaging the nose wheel steering yet. I don't even thought so. We'll just use the brakes to get around. There we go. Here's the and we'll find our way to the terminal building somehow, which is just off to our left here. And at some point I'm going to try the nose wheel steering again. Follow this taxiway line. What we'll do is just pull straight ahead. Yeah, we'll just park straight in here. A couple of geezers over there. There we go. And we'll stop there. Okay, well there you go. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.